What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the New and Experienced Investor Podcast. Today, we got a special one for you. We're talking about pre-foreclosures.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Alex Barnett. I'm the new guy.
And I'm Joe Holmes, and I'm the experienced guy.
Oh, yeah. This is near and dear to heart because one of my, or at least it's near and dear to my heart because one of my best flips was a pre-foreclosure.
It was.
And we're going to talk about it, so stick around. But let's take it from the top because I'm sure there's a lot of people that may have misconceptions about pre-foreclosures. And you, being the experienced one, are going to break it down for them.
I will do that.
Okay, so let's get into it. What even is a pre-foreclosure?
Just what the name says, pre-foreclosure. So you're buying it before it gets to the foreclosure auction, and then everybody else has the same chance to get this property and bid on it.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is there's lots of options in a pre-foreclosure process. So the pre-foreclosure is a process that takes about, like if we were to say from day one to end, the legal process is 3 months and 21 days. But that's not usually what happens. It's extended out, let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's extended out for whatever reason. It could be extended out because they file bankruptcy. Now in California, there's a law. If you list a property, they have to extend it out for 45 days. So there's lots of reasons that it can be extended out. But the normal stage is notice of default stage, and that's when the bank sends a document over to the recorder's office, and the recorder says, hey, look, this property is in pre-foreclosure, and they let everybody in the world know, okay? So it's public record. And then that's when, you as an investor is going to start getting on the phone, sending letters, door knocking, doing whatever it is to negotiate directly with that homeowner. That is going to get you the best deal. And it's going to get you that deal before anybody else. Now, that does not mean that nobody else is doing the same thing that you are, because everybody's doing the same thing. But like I tell my wholesalers, you can be the first call, you can be the last call, you can be any call in between. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is when this person, this seller, is ready to make a deal. So
Yeah.
if you're the first call, awesome. They're ready to make a deal. Or you could be the last caller. It doesn't really matter. They could go through that entire process and wait those 3 months before they go into the actual auction process, which is the 21 days. And you could still do a deal with them.
Well, and what's great is that they're motivated. I mean, I've been to somebody's house where they have stacks of letters from people, and it doesn't stop.
No.
So.
And why'd they let you in?
Because they liked my dimples.
There you go. See, and it's just like that. It's like, I like the way that you're talking to me on the phone. I like the way that you look. I like the way that, you came out and, you're kind of dressed for the occasion.
They liked the way I smelled. I was wearing CK1.
Yeah.
Calvin Klein from my 8th grade. No, I was kidding.
Okay. Yeah. And there's lots of different motivating factors to what gets a seller off the dime, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that they should be motivated, but a lot of times, even if you're going out there and talking to them, they're going to act like they have no care in the world, which is the most frustrating part with dealing with these people. They're on the clock, and some of them, when you're talking to them, they act like there's nothing going on. They're not worried about it.
That's just the way they live their lives. I manage places. I rent my own places, and it's just incredible how many times, the tenant sends a late payment in because they're late. It's almost like me raising the rent that month, without raising the rent that month. They were late, and they're constantly late. Mm-hmm. And every month they send me a late payment. I'm like, okay, that's just the way they live their lives. And the pre-foreclosures aren't any different. They're about the same.
Yeah, they're about the same. And so it's kind of like your job to explain the severity of the situation.
Yes.
And even then, as we're going to go into it with the Huntington Beach house, it's like this guy, he had no care in the world until we were like 2 days before he was going to get nothing.
Yes.
And then he was like calling me and crying and be like, you got to do something, man.
Yes. He didn't like me.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like me. He liked Alex. I was a bad cop that day.
But that's
and
what you
like,
need sometimes.
I like to say it's like an ostrich, okay? You're dealing with an ostrich. They've got their head in the sand, and your job is to pull their head out of the sand and say, wake up, you're losing your property.
Yeah.
You need to do something. Whether you do it with me or not, you need to do something. If not, everything's gone.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's probably the best line you could give them is, even if you're not working with me, for the love of God, you got to do something. Because if you just sit here, you're gonna be sad. And I've gotten those calls where someone called me at a couple days after. They're like, hey, it went to auction.
What can you do?
Yeah,
now?
what can you do? Somebody just showed up with a letter that said I have to be out of the house in X amount of days, and I was like,
what can you help me with now?
Tell you, but so here's why pre-foreclosures create the wealth that we're looking at, or at least make you rich. If you're going to flip it, you got built-in equity sometimes if they've paid over all the time. They are motivated. They need a solution today.
Yesterday.
Oftentimes there's less competition because just for the fact that it's not necessarily on the MLS.
Correct.
When you start dealing with the seller, you're going to realize, you're competing with lawyers and not insurance people, but lenders who are also trying to reach out and solve their problem. But that's less competition than just it being listed on the MLS. And then number 4, it opens it up to possibly doing a creative deal, like taking over the payments, catching them up, taking over their loan. So a lot of benefits to going after this list.
Lots of benefits. And we've actually used all those benefits, especially the creative deals. We've done subject to deals. We don't do short sales. I don't know why you put that in there, but cash offers. And, dealing with pre-foreclosures, it is really just a matter of, bottom line, what is it that, you want at the end of the day? Joe, I want to stay in the house. Okay, let's come back to reality. That's not going to happen for you. You lost your job. This is a 3-month process. Are you going to get another job and then make up those payments that you were behind already for like a year? Yeah, it just doesn't happen. But anyways, when you get to reality, it's like, okay, so here's the cash offer we can give you. And then if not, we do have agents that we deal with. And so if you want to list a property, but again, that's a short period of time. So they may just end up taking the cash offer. We've done a short subject to, not short sales, but subject to. So we'll catch up what is owed and take over that loan, go in, rehab the property, put it back on the market and flip it.
Boom.
Yeah.
And what's great was I think the one that we did was like a 4% interest rate when, rates were starting to creep up. So
yeah,
it's a benefit right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one was crazy because when we looked it up, she had been behind for like 10 years. And then the company was just coming after her at that point. So I don't know what was going on. Maybe it got sold a bunch of times or something, but
yeah, it was a little crazy.
But yeah, when you look into the history of some of these people, they've been in for pre-foreclosure numerous times, and somehow maybe by the skin of their teeth they get out of it and work something out. But eventually the bank comes.
You want to try to create a win-win for everybody. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we want to buy the property at a good discount so that we make good money at the end of the day, but it should always be a win-win situation for everybody. If they get foreclosed on, they get nothing. How can that be not a win-win to get them out of that issue, get them out of that problem?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's kind of like how we start the conversation when we're talking with these people. So here's the 5-step framework that we're going to go over, because we're not just talking theory. This is actual action steps where you can take, and we're going to go through each one. So you got to find the people. We're going to go over that. Then you got to see if it works, because sometimes you'll run the numbers and what they owe versus what you can resell it for. It's just it's not really anything you can do. If there's no equity and the price doesn't work, or the monthly payment doesn't work. Then number 3, pretty important, you got to make contact with the person. They're going to be ducking calls left and right. But sometimes you just get lucky. Like Joe said, it could be the first, could be the last. And then you get your foot in the door. Then you're going to structure the deal. And then number 5, you're going to pick which exit for how you're going to profit. So let's go over that.
How do you find them?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So it's just, lead generation. So you could either go to the county courthouse like they used to back in the day. Some people are still doing that. You want to get the freshest things. Or PropStream is a great aggregator of all this data. So, there's numerous other software you can use, but we like PropStream. And then all you do is you pull a list, Orange County, California, people that are late, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Or what I like to do is go from the auction date in 3 weeks. Then okay, these people they got the clock's running out.
They're really hurting.
They're really hurting. The clock's running out. Yes. They should be, but some people aren't. But still, that's step number 1. And then you just kind of go through the list and, you can door knock. Well, we'll go over that next. But yeah, step number 2 is you're going to research the deal. So you got to find out the ARV to the best of your abilities. The repairs, that one's going to be kind of tough until you actually make contact with the person
and see the property.
Yeah,
but you can do some, numbers in your formula. I always like to use 10% of the after repair value, and we start there. And then obviously, if I get out to the property, it's a hoarder house. That's a different story, but that's kind of where I start. Put them under contract. Once they're under contract, then go do your due diligence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then, part of your due diligence is finding out how much actually is owed. And again, we're going to go over all the numbers with the Huntington Beach house, but the seller owed a divorce attorney.
Oh, wait a second. So when you call me as a seller and I say all I owe is the bank,
right?
You don't take my word for it?
Unfortunately, I can't anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Alex, this is all I owe, really. This is all I owe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the story in the beginning, and then you go into title, and it's like, actually, he owes his a divorce attorney, he owes his dentist.
From 20 years ago. Yeah.
There was like 5 liens on the house. And a couple of the liens had already been paid off, but we had to track down that they had been paid off, so it could be a whole mess. And that's where those second liens can really mess up the deal if they owe too much. It's just it is what it is, just a numbers game. And then at that point, you're going to calculate what your max offer is. And, a lot of people use this 70% of ARV minus repairs. That's a good place to start if you're just going to do a real quick max offer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see if you're in the ballpark. Maybe you are. Or maybe the person is, just not in their right mind and they want to hold out for a lot more. And you just say good luck at that point.
Good luck.
There's nothing else we can do.
Yeah. We tried.
Yeah. And then, so step 3, you obviously got to make contact. All these ways work. SMS, cold calling, door knocking, obviously may have the highest conversion rate because, like if you're like Joe and I, we're like, hey, we know you're in there. Come to the door.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hold on, the light's on. They just turned the lights off. They just turned the lights off. Someone's in there.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. They're hiding.
They're hiding. Or, mail's going to be, I guess, kind of tough because, might get too late.
You didn't put your cologne on that day is what happened.
That's exactly. Yeah. They couldn't smell me through the door. But like we said, we always lead with compassion. We help homeowners find solutions, not necessarily I'm here to buy your house really cheap.
Yeah, don't lead with that. That's a non-starter.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, don't go door knocking in the neighborhood and you find the ugliest house in the neighborhood. You knock on a door and you go, hey, my name is Joe. I'm a real estate investor. I was wanting to know if you wanted to sell your house. Joe, why are you at my door? Oh, because yours is the ugliest house in the neighborhood, so I figured you're ready to sell.
Yeah.
Joe, see you later.
Exactly. They may not, they may not like that too much, but anytime you can get out there and door knock, I mean, it's probably the best. Probably the best way to
it's
do
hard
it.
to slam the phone in your face
Mm-hmm.
when you're door knocking. I mean, they can slam the door in your face, but
Right.
most people are pretty polite.
They
they're not
are
gonna do
actually.
that.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to know why you're there to begin with.
Yeah.
Whether they should start calling the police right away or just give it a little time.
Yeah.
So yeah, door knocking is probably the best.
Yeah. The typical response.
But that takes a lot of time.
Exactly. Well, yeah, it takes a lot of time, so hopefully you can map it out. But the typical responses from people that don't want to talk to you is just going to be, I've already got it figured out. Even though they probably don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been a few times and some people are like, wow, thanks so much. No, you got it figured out. And you're like, oh, really? What'd you do? They're like, all right, see ya. Then you just know you got to follow up with them. Keep coming back. Maybe you can find places near your house. So then on your way home, you can just pop in, make that connection, build rapport. Just a guy down the street looking to help some people.
Yeah.
So those are the ways. That's step 3. And then we got old step 4. We got to structure the deal. This is the fun part.
Yeah, trying to figure out which way.
Yeah.
Cash, subject to.
What do we want to do?
You got that short sale thing in there again,
Well, I guess
seller financing.
Yeah, that's if you
wholesale.
That's if you get the listing and then you have to do a short sale.
Yeah.
It should just be listing.
Yeah.
Because
only licensed agents are allowed to do short sales. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes.
No.
You as a wholesaler cannot call and negotiate a short sale. It has to go through a licensed agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I'm sure you can get in trouble by doing.
No, you're not going to get any trouble. It's just that the bank's not going to deal with you.
Yeah, they'd be like,
They
who are you?
deal with licensed agents.
Like, I'm the brother
Yeah.
of the guy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so.
And we've used all those there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've used them all.
Right.
So there's lots of different ways to exit from a property that you buy pre-foreclosure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
The thing is that you have to keep an eye on the time frame because you're talking about wholesaling. If you're down 3 months and you only have 21 days left, boy, you better have a buyer ready to go.
Yeah.
Because if not, they're going to foreclose. They don't wait for anybody. The banks do not wait for anybody.
Don't wait.
When they're ready to foreclose, day 5, they close.
Yeah.
No,
it's kind of scary.
Like, Joe, they closed yesterday. They told me they weren't. Yeah, no kidding. That's what they do. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and that's the part.
I tried to tell you.
Sometimes when we've hit up people, sellers, and they're like, oh, well, it's already listed. Clock's running out. The agent's not really doing anything. They just have it listed at the price that the person wants. And obviously it's too high.
Yeah.
So what we've done in that case is I've said, hey, you're going to auction in a couple days. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cancel that listing. And then we got to get on the horn and we got to negotiate with the bank and do and that's pretty much the only way
Which is very important that you know who you're working with. Not all agents are necessarily educated enough or experienced enough to handle deals like this. So if you're in that situation, then please just reach out to somebody who actually knows what they're doing. Because if not, you're going to get foreclosed on. And, the next call is, hey, Mr. Agent, I got foreclosed on. What happened? Oh, I don't know. I just put your property on the MLS. That's all I did. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're out there and you come across one of these deals, and you don't have the money to, let's say, offer a cash offer, that's where you can bring it to Joe and I, and then you can wholesale it as we are buyers.
Sure.
Yeah. Get a little 10K real quick.
10K. We're offering 10K. I thought it was 5.
And it's inflation. Prices have gone
God.
up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. In this economy, 10K pretty much just pays your rent for 1 month. So yeah,
You live in the OC, don't you?
yeah, it's getting high.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do some bird dogging. You can, you can start the conversation with these people and say, actually, let me bring it to my partner. And then that's where we come in.
Mm-hmm.
We can walk you through the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid to get out there and start.
I thought you were stuck.
No, I'm ready for step number 5. So which exit strategy? Typically, we're just looking to fix and flip right now. But maybe in other markets, you could, keep it for a buy and hold depending on what the monthly payment is.
Mm-hmm.
You can BRRRR out of it when the rates come back down.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like we just mentioned, you can wholesale, again, starting at $5K.
See, that's what I told you, 5. Right.
Starting
we're
at
offering
5K, depending on, how deep it
this
is.
was funny because when Alex, I was teaching him how to wholesale. When first deal he did, he brought it back to me, which is one of my requirements when I teach people how to wholesale. Alex actually listened, brought it back, and said, "Oh, 5." He says, "Oh no, 30." I think we ended up at what, 15?
Yeah.
We ended up at 15, which is like,
I think you were
wow.
going to give me 12, and then I was like, please, it's Christmas. And then actually Ryan agreed to 15.
You were still living in your van at the time.
Yeah, still living in the van. And then I actually talked to Ryan. He's like, because I knew he would say yes.
Oh, see, yeah, Ryan's an easy guy. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, 3 more thousand? Yeah, that's not a big deal. We'll do it.
Yeah. That's life-changing money to a guy living in his van.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so you got a plethora of exit strategies depending on where you get it. So choose accordingly. And if you need help, then let us know. All right, let's go over a real breakdown. So this property was in Huntington Beach,
Mm-hmm.
couple, maybe a mile, maybe less, a couple blocks from the beach. So tiny house. I looked up the square footage again. It was like 950 square feet.
It was small. It was 2 bedrooms. It was 1 bath, too. Yeah, it was 2 bedrooms. But it had a pool.
It had a nice pool.
It had a nice
like
pool in the
resort
backyard.
style pool.
Yeah.
So that was good. It didn't need a lot of repairs, but this guy was, days away from. I had been talking to him for months and months, and then he finally got down to days away from the auction.
Let me tell you how close. We're at the office, and Alex says, I still don't have a deal with him. I think he's asleep on his couch. It's a Wednesday. The foreclosure date is Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you need to put a deal together today because we just don't have time to close on this. Okay. He said, I've been trying all day. I said, okay, let's get in the car and we will go down there and talk to him in person, which we did. We bought the contract with us. And where was he? He was asleep on the couch. Mm-hmm. Woke him up, and Officer Friendly over here was telling him, hey, this is reality. You're going to lose this property. You've got like a bunch of money in this property that you're going to just basically leave on the table if you don't sign this contract with us today, or at least negotiate with us. And so he started negotiating with us, and I said, oh, no, that's just too much. Until he didn't like me right away.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept talking to Alex, and finally we got to the point where he said, okay, well, we'll agree to that. Okay, well, you guys can come back tomorrow. No, we can't come back tomorrow. We have to have it signed today because literally tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, we're going to be working on closing this deal. Because we have to negotiate with the bank, and the bank is back east. We have to tell them we have a deal. Please do not foreclose on Monday. That call did not go very well because they said, no, we are foreclosing on Monday. Okay. And you have to have the money to us by 2 p.m, our time, California, 5 o'clock there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because they were back east. If we don't, then we're definitely going to foreclose. So believe it or not, I was able to put together this transaction through escrow, through title, and put the money in before Monday. And we wired them the money on Monday morning right before the auction, and they stopped the auction for us, and we were able to close on that property. Very, very rare. Very rare.
Yeah, but he was very happy because he knew he was
At the end of the day,
that close to losing everything. And he ended up buying a place in Mexico and living out his best life.
That's what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
He was a surfer.
He's surfing.
And this was his mom's property, and she was obviously not around with us anymore, but he had spent, a lot of money, or not spent, but he took out a lot of money from that property. So he ended up walking away with, what, a couple $100,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a substantial amount that he was going to lose, but put the numbers back up.
Yeah.
So we did the deal. There you go. He was at 500,000 with 75,000 in arrears, which means that he owed that. Estimated repairs were 50. Did you guys spend more than 50?
I don't think so. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
It was a small place.
Mm-hmm.
So maximum allowable offer was 720, and that's what we negotiated the purchase price at, 720. Anyways, so you ended up making 3 or 2? I thought it was 2.
I think it was 3.
It was 3?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a really good deal, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
That was a really good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, honestly, that was very surprising to me. That literally sold a week or 2 after you had it on the market. It was a cash offer. Very little to no inspection on the buyer's part. They were looking to buy it just because they wanted a rental, and they thought this was perfect. It was all fixed up at the time. Everything was redone.
Right.
So it was perfect for them, perfect for us, and and you closed and made lots of money.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a roller coaster.
But that's the fun part for me.
That is the fun part. Yeah,
that's the fun part.
Yeah,
it's like
and it's funny because he was you get to know these people like pretty intimately, and like he had family that was in real estate, but nobody wanted to help him, and because there were so many things, and he didn't tell the truth a lot of the times.
No. All the time. All the time.
So yeah, by the end, we were kind of like pulling our hair out, but like we said, it was fun. Yeah, we had to track down the old divorce attorney. They had to mail us over like something, and title was running around with their heads cut off trying to help us. And if you didn't have those relationships, it probably wouldn't have happened because I've used other title companies, other escrow companies, and they just don't care.
No.
Like the closing day will be coming up, and then 2 days before they're like, "Oh, we need all this stuff."
Yeah, and we should have asked like 3 months ago.
Exactly.
It's like, hello.
So that was a really big eye opener about having the relationships that you have, and people willing to drop everything to get it done.
Yeah, thanks to Corner Escrow, Christy Delatorre, and First American Title, Noah Presswood.
Yeah,
without those 2 people, this would not have happened.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it. Honestly, I didn't. I was like, escrow is an escrow, title's a title.
No, not at all. Not at all.
when it counts,
it
really counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that was a fun one.
It was.
So we're looking for more of those. If you get any like that. Let's go over some mistakes because you can really get caught with your pants down.
You made mistakes?
I've never made a mistake, but I'm just saying in general. You're saying
I've made mistakes?
No, just in general, people.
Okay.
People. So number 1, not researching title liens before offering.
Gee, imagine that.
Yeah.
Like, Alex, I told you, the only thing was on there was the loan.
Right.
Don't worry about the, divorce papers.
Oh, man.
Back child alimony and all that stuff. Like, that's going to go away.
Yeah. No, I got all that handled.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think actually he did owe some alimony.
He did, yes.
Yeah,
he did.
And we're like, that's coming out of your side.
No kidding. You're going to take that out of your side, Joe. No, it doesn't work that way. That's yours. You take it out of your side. You're making that much less.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot. It's all coming back. So, I mean, the only way you can really do it, I guess what we do is we hit up Noah, our title guy, and then he kind of pulls everything associated with the property.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got some bad news, guys. 7
Now,
liens on this.
Having the relationship and all that stuff, I want to let you know that works both ways. We did close on a property. There was a lien. Noah said, don't worry about it. We're going to write around it because it's such an old lien. 2 weeks later, he calls me back and says, guess what? I go, oh, God, this is bad news when you start with guess what? Yeah, that lender came back and you actually owe that money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I said, okay, you know me, it's a two-way street here and I trust you. You trust me. We were able to close. We got the money. I'll send the money. Not a problem. I sent the money back.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so we made that much less, but hey, that's just part of the business.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that any other title company or rep would have done that. They would have said, yeah, Joe, we can't close this property. I go, no,
right.
close it.
Yeah,
Close it. Yeah, close it. Yeah. If I owe you this money, I'll pay you back. You know, I'm good for it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made it happen. Yeah, there's a lot of times I'll call him. He's like, hold on, let me make one call. And then he comes back with the answer that I need. And it's like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing your research and then obviously not being too aggressive. I guess that's just on my side.
Yeah. Yeah. But you sometimes you have to play good cop, bad cop when you're with somebody, and I always know you're the good cop. I'll act as the bad cop.
Okay,
So that's not a
perfect.
problem.
No, that's good. I remember we were sitting there's one in Santa Ana. We were sitting there with the girl and she had her like kid with her. And you were just stone cold. You will lose your house, know? And I'm like, well, I'm sure there's some stuff that we can do here. It's got to be something. I'm like playing blocks with the kid.
Well, I asked her, I said, maybe your kid ought to go in the other room while we're talking about adult stuff. No, he can stay. Okay. You're going to lose your house. Right. Sorry, kid. You're going to be homeless here pretty soon.
Little Timmy's going to lose.
I gave her a warning.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah. But so I think you're just the right amount. And who knows? Who knows if you can change these people's minds? Number 3 is just a general fundamental rule: underestimating repair costs. That's the classic one. And let me tell you guys right now, things are expensive. Materials are expensive. Labor is expensive. It's not going down.
No.
So you can
or over improving the property. I would put on there as well.
Yep.
That's not number 8 mistakes.
That's a big one.
That's a no
big.
bueno.
Over improving
The properties. No, that's not good.
Just put in the white shaker. You're good.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Not knowing exit strategy first. So if you're gonna flip it or you're gonna keep it, you gotta be ready to go in there with the exit strategy and then just execute
and keep with that exit strategy. There's no plan B when you're flipping a property. It's like, oh, Joe, like if I can't sell it, I don't make any money, then I'm just gonna rent it out. Well, that was a plan B before you started. Like, why would you even buy a property if that's your plan B? No, there shouldn't be any plan B. Sorry, sell it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yep, exactly. Then we got giving up after 1 to 2 follow-ups. I see this a lot. People get really discouraged when the person doesn't 1 answer or 2, gives them some bullcrap excuse. Or they're just like, no, I got it figured out.
You do what's called a triple tap.
Triple tap, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, call, no, call, no, call, and they answer.
Then they answer.
And it's like they figure, oh my God, this guy really wants to get a hold of me.
There's an emergency with a family member.
So I can yell at him or something.
Exactly.
So yeah, triple tap works.
Triple tap, pull them out of that meeting, pull them out of the PTA meeting. And they're like, what's going on? Hey, have you thought about selling your house? The next one, I guess we don't really need actually.
No.
Skipping.
No.
You can skip that. And then the last one, letting emotion drive the numbers. So just don't get emotional.
I find that mostly on your end, not your wife's.
I know.
Because I have to go to her to get the reality check because, Joe, we got a really good deal. Well, what's Lauren have to say? I talked to Lauren. She goes, it's not that good. He took me out to this place and it was terrible. I told him, don't even call you. Right. But obviously he did. He didn't listen to me. Okay, Alex, we're not doing that deal. No.
Yeah.
But it's a good deal. It's a good deal, Joe. No, we're not doing it.
Yeah, that does happen
Yeah.
occasionally. Not this year, though. I've turned a new leaf 5 years into it.
Don't believe him. Don't
5
believe
years into it.
No.
So, just avoid those mistakes. So, if you're ready to get started, here's your action steps. You're going to pull the notice of default lists out from PropStream. If you need a free trial, call Joe. Hit up Joe. You're going to
call me, text me, email me, whatever you want. I'm out there. I'm available. Just Google me or something.
Google him.
Yeah.
Then run the numbers on, just start small, 5 properties. Create an outreach plan on those properties, meaning you're going to text them, you're going to call them, you're going to door knock. And then you got to make sure to subscribe to this channel for weekly real estate strategies.
Yes.
Stay on top of all the news things.
Yes.
So there you go.
Yes. Personalized help whenever you need it.
Yeah, exactly. I just had lunch with a guy that just found you off of Google.
You did?
Yeah. He found me. He found you. I asked him, how'd you find Joe? He's like, I just Googled OC Flipper.
See?
He had coffee with you.
Okay.
And then he watched the podcast, and then he had lunch with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is he doing anything?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, he just is looking into it. No, he has rentals. He lives in Laguna
Okay.
with his wife. They have a house in Laguna. So he wants to get into flipping. So that's what I said.
Okay. Sounds good.
Talk to the right guy.
Yeah.
So that could be you getting personalized help. So those are pre-foreclosures in a nutshell. Pretty fun stuff. It's pretty wild out there, in the pre-foreclosure world, but it's you can really make a difference.
I would say it's probably the easiest thing to get into if you're going to do flipping or flipping business.
Right.
I would call this the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And why not go after people who have raised their hands? I'm not paying my mortgage, and now everybody knows. So yeah, those are the easy calls to make. It's getting a deal put together that's a little bit more difficult. But even then, if you're the right call on the right day at the right time, then the sun's out, you're going to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you don't even need to know everything about what you're doing.
No?
I mean, because you can just call you. That's what I did.
True. That's true. And you still call me.
I was like, you know what? Hold on.
Joe,
That's a good question.
Deal.
Let me write that down. I'm going to talk to my partner, and then I will get back to you.
Yeah.
So
that's
simple.
That's really easy to do.
Meaning, because you can just take action. You don't have to know every single part right now.
True.
And then as you learn in a deal, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
A to Z.
A to Z.
Then that check hits your account, and then you're like, this is what I do now. This is what I do now.
Yeah.
So let us know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to share this far and wide. We will be back here next week. And let us know if there's any topics you want to cover, as we have new guests coming in. We have old guests coming in to update us on all their success. So it's going to be jam-packed this year. Really excited.
Packed. Yes.
So we will see you guys shortly. And again, we have a meetup on Monday. This coming Monday.
You almost missed that, didn't you?
No. Got it right there.
You finally figured out I better push this button because we have a meetup on Monday.
That's right.
Please show up 6:00 in Norwoods. Mike is a fantastic speaker. He's going to be talking about multifamily, not just talking. He's going to show you how he purchases multifamily properties.
Yep.
So it's like a 1 hour training session on what he looks at, what you should be looking at, and what you do to find multifamily out of state, not in state, but out of state.
Boom. So if you're into multifamily, which a lot of people are, you're going to want to be there.
Yeah.
Right on, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week.
Take care. advice on real estate investing, reach out to us one-on-one.